Now, welcome to Eve, the program that celebrates women's success in various sectors. Today, we focus on agriculture, a sector critical to Nigeria's economy and food security, but one that has been long dominated by the men. We are glad that women are now taking over agriculture. Joining me is the president, Women in Agriculture Network, Edo State Chapter, Debbie Omorigi Isiri. Good evening to you. Thank you again for joining me on Eve.
Thank you. Good evening.
Welcome.
Nice to be here today.
Welcome. Now, when you talk about Women in Agriculture Network, how do you mean? Is it just restricted to? Okay, you said Edo State Chapter. That means it's across the 36 states of the
Yes.
federation.
Yes.
So please tell us about it.
Okay. The Women in Agriculture Network is actually it's actually across other states in Nigeria. We have in Delta State, we have in Oregon, we have in so this is the state chapter in Edo, and it's a network that is actually branding the participation of women in agribusiness. It cuts across just the peasant farmer, the processors, the off-takers, those who would not like to go to farm, go to the bush, but they would like to get products from those who go to the bush and pass it on to other people that need it. It also cuts across exporters. You find out that it's actually broad. And in this era, we find out that women, they are so much more interested in agriculture these days, in the sense that we, as a network, we are branding their participation in so many areas, making them see how interesting agriculture could be. Not only that, we also would want other women who are out there that are thinking of what do I do, retirees, they're just thinking of what can I do, the young ones that are just young women. I mean, it's actually not enough to waste your life there, hopping from one man to the other, when you can do something much more meaningful to yourself.
Now, if you are calling all of these women to come into the agribusiness, agriculture over the years has been majorly dominated by the men. Now, would you want to share with us some of the challenges have come across, or women come across doing this business?
Okay. Yeah, in time past, we found that men used to be they used to be at the very forefront of farming practice. But today, we found that women have taken the challenge by taking the bull by the horn, because starting from maybe they started from somewhere, or probably someone who wants to be a part of it. You can begin somewhere, because there's always a place to start. You can start with the popular backyard farming practice, just within your area, your backyard, your next plot, and so on. And it's something that you can do even as a working class woman. You can do it side by side, like a side hustle, or another way of multiple streams of income. It actually depends on the way you want to take it, the scope. But we in the network, we are branding their participation, making them to know that there are best practices that you can do according to global standards, which to an extent, it depending on the area of interest, depending on your area of interest that you would like to go into. There are crop farming, there are animal husbandry, there are others that has to do with arable crops, depending on the one you actually would want. But in all of this, we find out that a woman, when you encourage a woman to do anything, they do it to the latter. That is, we know very well that men used to be into this, but today, women are standing, they're taking the bull by the horn, in the sense that they're doing it with passion. That's one area that I actually love about it. They're doing it with passion, in the sense that they don't see it like the normal, as usual agriculture of in those days. Agriculture.
Okay, now let's look at your network. What impact would you say your network has made in the lives of women? particularly in Edo State, since you are the president, you are the one representing your network in the state, what impact have you made in the lives of women in Edo State?
Okay. Thank you so much. In the lives of women here in Edo State, we've been ringing the bell. We have been creating that enabling environment. We have been making so much awareness so that women will know that we can come together as a voice. Like we actually have a place where we meet. We have a meeting place where we meet every month at the Edo ADP complex at Oko Ogba, where a collection of women, we all meet together, looking at the different aspects of farming practice. We train the aspects we have imparted women. We train and we retrain. Training and retraining is one aspect we have impacted women with. Like last year, we did a program, this season initiative, because that period was towards the festive period where people will need to go into livestock farming, take chicken, take birds and all. But we actually had to train so that they will know what they are going into. You'll be able to cost what you're buying. The best you took, you'll be able to take inventory of your cost of production so that you know how to mark up the price when you want to sell. All of this we did. These are the ways we are impacting, we're making our impacts. But another way is we also creating awareness. That awareness so that those who are doing their own in little ways or in different ways, just the way they know it. We run trainings, we call different stakeholders, we call different facilitators to come teach us the areas that we need to know. For instance,
Are these trainings free for women?
yes, free. Just like, for instance, by Thursday this week, which is going to be on the 29th of this week, of this month of January, we'll be having a facilitator will be coming to train us on the values of cassava and their derivatives. Why did we choose that very aspect of training? Because in recent times, we found out that the price of cassava is a staple food, common, but most people don't know the gold that is attached to it and how they can mine it through their derivatives. For instance, people, when cassava went up, a lot of people went into the farming, some took loans and so many other things, but they didn't count the cost, so to say. But we now found out that now the price is down because a lot of people went into it. And they just know, if they just are aware that it's only to do gari and to do Santana and to drink gari, so it doesn't end there. So the purpose of the training we are putting up on Thursday at the Edo ADP is for women to come out en masse, come and learn other things, other derivatives you can get out from cassava. It's not just the gari, Santana that you know. There are a lot of other things, up to the peel of cassava, gives you good money.
Okay, now one thing is for your network to call these women for training. And another thing, like we know, one of the major issue or challenge, like I'll call it, is access to lands and funding. So how is your networking helping these women to overcome all of these challenges? We talk of lands, we talk of funding. Is there a place these women can easily go to access funds, to ease things for them?
Okay. Another mission of the network is actually to come together, like I said, as a voice, so that we'll be heard. We have taken steps also on how women can have cluster farms. Cluster farm in the sense, a lot of some of us have individual farms, but how women can have cluster farms where we come together in any area of your specialty. If you specialize in crop, people of like minds that are into that come together, get a piece of land where they can farm together, and this can attract other stakeholders to support. Now, how do we go about that? We've made several moves. Some of the moves we have made through calling on different organizations or body that we know. Others are through communities. Others are through communities, so that we can get a vast land that women can cultivate together. These are moves that we have made. Then talking about funding, yeah, there's basically no kind of agro business you can do without funding. Talking about funding, other moves we are making is how we're organizing ourselves into different groups so that we can approach stakeholders, governments, and so on, so that they'll be able to see that we are not just a group of women who are politically, or probably we are just trying to bring ourselves out politically or whatever.
But is there a political undertone?
No, what I mean is,
No, I'm asking.
okay,
Is there a political undertone when you gather women together? Is it that you are foreseeing in the future that you may also delve into politics?
well, there are different reasons for which people gather together or put women together, because women are also very good when you talking about politics. If you want to mobilize people for political rallies, women are also
That is what I'm
good tools.
saying. Would politicians see your network as one they can easily hijack to say, okay, if you agree to come and campaign for us, we will release so amount of money for you to ease your agri business.
Well, our major focus is on agriculture, but if we have one or two persons who have been watching us and they want to, they're talking about, they're looking at how we can stand behind them, throw our weight behind them, but they should also be able to come out to meet most of our needs. For instance, like the funding, funding that is
That would
necessary.
be a kind of a banter.
No, not really, not really if you say so. But basically, it's not a politically inclined network.
Okay.
So
Now, how the younger ones? How do you encourage them to see farming as a way of boosting the Nigeria economy, and not just a subsistence farming you can just do for your household alone? The younger ones, how do you bring them into it? Are they even ready to go into this?
this is the reason why we are doing some of this sensitization, um, advocacy, so that most of them can see that farming is no longer the kind of peasant farming that our parents did in those days. The beauty of it, so that they can see it and see that it's something they can actually embrace. And we try to make them understand that there are so many aspects. There are so many aspects depending on the one of interest, and that's why we would call on stakeholders, collaborators, because if we that are there already, if we are flying with it, I think the younger ones, it will become appreciable to them.
Mm. Now, talking about stakeholders, I was actually calling to the aspect of government. So, how supportive has the government been towards women in agribusiness or farming? Is there any form of encouragement from the government towards women when it comes to farming? Is it something that should be very interesting to the government to say, oh wow, if women are going into this, then they should be encouraged? Is there any form of encouragement government-wise? I'm talking across board, not just in the states.
Okay, I think so far there should be much more encouragement for women, especially in the area of agriculture. So far, I would say that the government still need to do more, because the women, when you empower a woman, you actually empower the entire nation, especially in this area of agriculture, and they'll be able to prove to you that wherever state you are in can become a food hub in no time. So I would actually ask, or I would say that the government should try harder, or they should try. For us in our network, we are still looking forward to seeing such encouragement from the government, from other stakeholders, and collaborators as well.
You mean there's not been any form of encouragement from the government, because you meet with your other networkers? What are they saying? What are the women saying? Is the government intervening for them?
Okay. What I will say is this: from the look of things, or how do I put it? We cannot say that the government actually have interest in agriculture, But for it to trickle down to those who are actually the farmers that are in the creek, I think that's where the gap is. And that's why I said the government has to do more, so that a vacuum needs to be bridged. Because, for instance, why do I say so? If, for instance, I don't have I look at it like those who have who can reach the government. They even though they are not farmers, they have informations that okay, that this is what the government is going to do. Before you know what's happening, they are there. So the people who are the real farmers, or the peasant, the farmers in the creeks, before they know what, before they get to hear it, people have already gone there who are posing as farmers. So that's where the vacuum lies. And I think the government have to do more on that area, tackle that area, to cement it, so that the beauty of agriculture can be seen in those who are passionate for it.
Okay, are there more roles you think women should play to ensure food security in Nigeria?
Yes, there are more roles women should play to ensure food security. Some of them are training, some are enlightenment, some are funding, and others are being able to get the right the square peg in a round hole, or in a square hole. I think those are other areas. Not only that, other roles that women should play, talking about food security in Nigeria, it has to do with the willingness to come out. And that's why we are talking about calling on women to come out en masse. Let us embrace farming, not just farming the way it used to be. There are so many other areas farming can be made simplified through, for instance, those who do poultry. There are a lot of ways you can run your poultry farming the modern way, and not, without giving you so much stress, and you get more results. The same thing with those that are into crop farming as well. So these are the areas we would want the government to help us actualize.
Now, when you talk about farming, farming is very broad. So, which specific ones can you pinpoint to say this one is lucrative, this one is good? That because people are watching you this evening at home. Which area would you advise women mostly to delve into as far as agriculture or farming is concerned?
Okay, there are so many areas that are very, very beautiful. Like I said before, I said those who do not want to go to the bush to cultivate directly, they can serve as off-takers. How do I mean off-takers? For instance, if I rear chicken, or I have a plantain plantation, or I do cassava, and there are persons who do not like to go to the bush, they can buy from those who are the farmers that, and they can be a middleman, so to say. That's the off-taking I'm talking about. And they can sell to others. Some can occupy the export column. Others can occupy the processing aspect. For instance, the program we are having that will be coming up on Thursday, it has to do with processing and some other areas of cassava products. So some people can go into all of that. Like the young ones, they can go into processing. You package your products, you get a license from SON, from NAFDAC, from all relevant agencies. These are ways that you make your products beautiful. And then some of them can go for, majority of those products can go for exports. So these are ways agro-business can be made beautiful to every woman out there.
Okay, now what are the risks or dangers that are involved in this agro-business?
Oh, there are so many. Number one, most of our women, they are actually vulnerable to attacks, herdsmen attack in their farms, and so on and so forth. Others are communal clashes. A woman owns a piece of land because she's a woman. Some women are marginalized because she's a woman. You know, others are coming from inheritance. You find out that a woman who is an elder child in the family, eldest child in the family, when it comes to sharing the family's inheritance or lands owned by their father, the women are sidelined. They will pick a little child or that, you know, the ones on that, but because it's a boy, these are norms that are affecting women because this one is a man. So some of them, the properties will be shared. Some women are not, they're not part of it. These are some of the problems that women face. Others are the community may just take undue advantage of women. Not only that, when it comes to town hall meetings that has to do with the community talking about how agricultural things or whatever, the women are not even allowed to be a part of the town hall meetings. All these
Because
are
they are women.
because they are women, they are marginalized.
Mm.
Other risks that also other risks are things like that has to do with if you do not count the cost of the kind of agro business you want to go into because your friend said is this and you go into it, you find out that at the end of the day you may not be able to actualize your dreams. Some of these things leads to indebtedness. Those are some other kind of risks, which I know is applicable to everybody. It's not just it's not only to the women actually. But what I'm trying to say is that there are so many ways women are marginalized, which I believe these are part of our advocacy trumpet that we're blowing, that women should come out and some of these things should be put off to make agriculture very, very free, very, very easy to do.
Now, when
and
you listed some things, some of the barriers that women face where doing this business, especially from being, because you're a woman and you're underlooked, and there are some benefits that are supposed to come to you, especially within the family circle. But because you're a woman, you are sidelined and you are asked to sit down. This parcel of land will not get to you because you're a woman. So who and who should, should correct, should we be looking up to correct this abnormality? It's not normal. Because you're a woman, you shouldn't be restricted. So what role do you think government should play to put an end to this discrimination about women?
Okay. I think first and foremost, the government has a very important role to play by allowing town hall meetings or awareness. Awareness is one of the role the government need to play. That women are not actually less, especially when it comes to this aspect. So they should not be marginalized. There should be policies as well. Policies that will actually back up the women or encourage fairness, as in fairness between that as gender friendly. I think those policies they are also very, very important. Then our communal heads too. Our communal heads, starting from our Odion we raise, then the family heads. In Benin, the family heads, like the Okaigbe's, those are the ones we have in the Benin culture. It should start from the Okaigbe's. They should be able to more awareness to let them know that the women are not actually less. We're not trying to rub shoulder with the men, but they should also be treated fairly. Okay, because a woman that is empowered with such maybe landed properties will be able to do it and use it well in most cases. Sometimes we find out that I'm not trying to cast aspersion here. You find out that even the men you are thinking that let the properties go, some of them because they don't know how they sell it. But a woman would not want to hold because my children are there. It was passed to me by inheritance. I was it and so some of these things.
Now, before I let you go, but before we shut down on this conversation, this evening, what words of advice would you want to tell a woman watching you tonight that would love to delve into farming, but they are scared, not even knowing how to take the first step? So what would you be checking that tell such woman this evening?
Okay, I would like to encourage.
6 seconds.
I would like to encourage every woman out there that they just have to be courageous. They just have to be courageous because the land is actually green. We need to actually, the land is green. we need to take over and feed the nation, because if we don't do it, no other persons will do it. What do I mean? In your own little way, take over the backyard that is wasting away, the landed, the bushy land that is opposite you. Then take it over and do something there. Before you know what's happening, rather than staying idle, I will encourage every woman to come out en masse, do it side by side as another stream of income added to what you're already doing. And before you know what's happening, God blesses the labor of your hands. And by this, I also want to encourage and also invite every woman out there, all Edo women. We are having a program that is coming up at the Edo ADP on Thursday 29th by 10 a.m. And it's going to be a program talking about the derivatives of cassava.
And you make them know that it's free so that they will come.
Yeah. It's free. Our programs are free. Yes, it's free. Though we are coming with a seasoned facilitator that's coming to train and teach you all the things you can do with cassava, up to the peelings. There's no one that you throw away. So you can make money from it. So all of this, we are inviting you to come. We have other different things that you can benefit from by being a woman in agriculture. We actually invite you, we're welcoming you, and we want to also let you know that you need to, with the kind of economy we have today, or that we are that we're experiencing, you need to stay behind your husband. Don't leave the whole house also for him.
Well, I think that's a good place to leave this conversation tonight. I've been speaking with Debbie Omorigi Esiriere. She's the president, Women in Agriculture Network.
And also the PRO of PAN.
I would like to thank you for your time tonight. Well, that is it, my people. On Eve, next week, Monday, Tuesday, God willing, we'll bring you another exciting episode on Eve. I remain Miriam Okeyeme, your regular anchor on the show. Goodbye.
Thank you.